and welcome to the show. A new DLC on Forza Horizon 2 means some more silly car rallycross, and my vehicle today is the AMC Rebel The Machine. It's another classic American muscle car, and I like my classic American muscle cars. Admittedly, a bloody huge one. This thing is absolutely massive, but yeah, always like to see some more muscle cars, and this one, I don't think I've ever seen this in a game. I've not heard of the car before, to be honest. So yeah, it may well be in an old Gran Turismo somewhere, but I can't say but they don't really have that many muscle cars, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think it's been in a game. I don't know. We're going to give it a go. It's an interesting vehicle that who knows how well it's going to survive when it comes to being taken off-road. Now, as far as upgrades goes, the car is maxed out. The main thing with these vehicles, of course, is what engine am I going to use. For this particular build, I've gone for the 7-litre Hemi. The choices are your normal, the 6.2-litre V8 that goes in everything, or the 7-litre Hemi. I decided to go with the Hemi engine for this one because of the mountain of torque that you get from it. 826 horsepower, 828 torque. So while this engine will get you more power, it's about 100 horsepower more than this one. I believe this one is about 100 more torque than this one, or it's something like that. I decided to go for the Hemi just for a change. The standard engine is less powerful and less torquey than the Hemi, so yeah, we're going for that one. Unfortunately, it is quite a heavy engine, as you can see. It's about a couple of £100 heavier than the 6.2, and it's £300 almost heavier than the standard one. It's a heavy engine, but we've got loads and loads of torque, which should be quite a good fun. Now, I do have a couple of concerns with the car. The primary one is, of course, we have got the tyres. We're running race tyres, which, yes, as strange as it is, race tyres are better than off-road tyres for driving on dirt. Don't question it. The rear tyre widths are only 315s. Now, admittedly, that is still a very, very big tyre, and it's far larger than most of the cars that we will have around this course. However, it's not as large as you often can get on muscle cars. 345s is what we normally see on the back of the classic American vehicles and a few classic cars from other countries as well. And these are, yeah, just a little bit smaller. There just won't quite be the same amount of grip that we had from the likes of the Charger when that ran around here. We're just not going to have the tyre widths at the back, which is a little bit of a shame. I mean, they're still big tyres, still far bigger than the MX-5s and the Lotus 11 and so on. 275s on the front, which again are pretty massive. Maybe not the largest, I'm not sure what the largest front tyres are, but I mean that's still bigger than most cars have on the rear of them. So yeah, decent sized tyres at the front, and not quite the optimum ones at the rear. I'm hoping though that we will still have enough grip to deal with all the power and all of the torque. My other concern, of course, is the weight. Well, of course, I've done everything I can to get the car as light as possible. It's still a heavy beast. 3,300 with full weight reduction on it is a lot. If I was to have the Hemi engineer from the start, it'd be over 4,000 pounds. It is a heavy, heavy vehicle, this one. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing for off-road. And we saw the Tesla go very, very quick in the rally car builds, despite being very, very heavy. Having that little bit more weight can keep the car a bit more planted. It doesn't twitch around as much when we're dealing with dirt and so on. But it does mean that acceleration and perhaps actual cornering grip is just not going to be as fast as it would be if it was 500 pounds lighter. I'm hoping that the stability will counteract that. Other thing with this vehicle is, I do want to show off, is the suspension, or shall we say the ride height. Standard, it's all the way up here. It's a stupidly high riding car. Yeah, it starts off at we have it on the rally springs. It's even higher. Very, very high riding car, and even on the race springs, well, yeah, that does lower it a hell of a lot. We've still got all the ground clearance. Now, that should be good for dealing with bumps. Might not be so good for kind of handling. And we saw, I mean, the KTM Crossbow survived absolutely fine with its very low to the ground suspension, of course. Yeah, I'm not sure about the handling of this vehicle. We should have the power and torque to be pretty good, but handling, as often is with a rear-wheel drive muscle car, could let this vehicle down when we come to going off-road. I'll just get out of all of these menus, and then we will go to our test track. We're going to the, whoopsie, if I could press the right button. We're going to the Backroads Brawl circuit for 6 laps to try and set as fast a time as possible. Now, the target at the top is the KTM Crossbow, 52.654. I think it unlikely that we will challenge that one. I expect this vehicle to be here looking at around the Dodge Charger level. A 54.7 is what the Charger's set. I would think that this AMC could potentially challenge that. Although the last time I thought that was with the Alfa Romeo Giulia, and that did a 58 because it was terrible to drive around this off-road circuit anyway. It was alright on the road, but taking it around here, it couldn't deal with it. So I'm thinking we could go quite quickly because we don't quite have as much power as some of these vehicles. We may have less problem with traction. Even though we have smaller tyres, we have less power trying to put that power... I got myself confused. We have less power to actually put down. So by having the slightly smaller tyres, it may kind of even itself out. I managed to put the radio on by accident. Yeah, and certainly off the line, there was not a mountain of wheel spin. We got off the line pretty well in turn one. It's pretty good on the power delivery front. Whoa, okay. I hit a tiny bump there that very nearly saw me go into the trees. We're pretty good. I can't see a thing. Okay, visibility is atrocious. Power delivery is not that bad, but I can't see where the corners are. Whoa. Okay, I expect that to be a problem with sort of supercars and the like. I didn't expect in a muscle car to have problems seeing the corners. With the roof line so low, and then of course we add in the roll cage as well. Oh dear, taking out some cones and we're out very wide over here. When, if we're going downhill and the course sort of then curves uphill, you just don't see a thing. Like here, can't see the course, it's just guesswork. Fortunately, I do know this track relatively well, but that was pure and utter guesswork as to where the course went. That's not a huge amount of fun. I will be honest, I would rather the car, again here, it's a good thing I know roughly where the track goes, because you don't see a thing. Okay, that's a new thing to worry about. Don't go out wide. I've aimed for the right point twice on there. I'm quite pleased with myself. I will find it in the bushes at some point. Ooh, okay, that's a big bump. We found it in the bushes for a different reason. That got a huge... Oh, did I miss a checkpoint down there? Oh dear. It's going to reset me. Right, I thought this would manage the bumps quite well, having that little bit higher ride height. It appears not. I mean, as I said, KTM survived. It did get thrown about by the bumps, yes, but it survived the course without getting that far flung off the circuit. This, that was just, it just hit that jump and went flying. My TV's gone off. TV, come back. Fortunately, this is a terrible lap, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Okay, we're, that bit there's not fun either, just can't seem to aim down here. 120 miles an hour. Oh, that was a huge wheelie on the landing. Not at all what you want. That, I don't know what that landed on. That landed very heavily on the front of the car. Now we've taken out all of the fencing. Fencing is coming with us. I think third gear is probably a good gear for this car around here. We can get the power and the torque down, and we don't really spin the wheels up. The problems with this car are not the problems I feared with traction on the back wheels. It's doing fine. It's managing all of that without any issues whatsoever. We're having a few handling issues as we get all sorts out of shape around there. I don't know, it's a little bit of a strange car to drive. It feels slightly inconsistent. It's like we're suddenly sliding, then we get grip, and then we're sliding again. It's just this random... Ooh, okay. A little bit of a twitch through there. I don't know. I can't make up my mind about this car. I can't see a bloody thing either. Oh, uh-oh, we're twisting. We've very nearly rolled it. This course... lap time's not that bad. The 56.2 is not too shabby a lap time, considering we had a massive wheelie. Oh, we're going to go around. Considering we had a massive wheelie to start the lap, and then we very nearly rolled it. This course is not supposed to be as vicious with the jumps as the rally car build course was. This one here is, I mean, there's a fair amount of airtime, but it's not quite supposed to treat the cars like that. This just does not like the bumps whatsoever. Right, around here, we're okay. As far as lap time wise, well, we're a couple of seconds down on the Charger. We're currently sitting around, I think, the Lotus 11 or the Supra's time. I can't remember quite. I'll have to look at the leaderboard when I've finished driving, and I can't glance over. I've got to concentrate, keep this thing on the road. It's a couple of seconds down on the Charger, but I'm pretty sure we could easily make at least a second. Surely a second must have been lost with that faffing around, if not more, on the jump right. We may have got a bit close to the tree there. This is not a small vehicle either. This is a massive, great big car. We're across the jump smoothly that time to begin lap number 5. Actually quite nice to drive down that tarmac section. The opening part of the lap is quite good. I'm quite impressed with this vehicle. Now up here, we're okay through these turns. It's slightly further around. Once it starts getting bumpy, that's when we have real issues. And aside from the lack of visibility, we don't have big problems through there. Here we do have issues getting it controlled over the bumps. And then it kind of likes to burst into wheel spin. Then we find grip, and then we don't have grip. And yeah, it's a peculiar one. I expected it to be a lot more oversteery, a lot more slidey than it is, but to be predictably slidey. As it is, it's kind of, you're never quite sure what it's going to do when you come to a corner. It may have lots of grip, or it may get a big slide and then find grip, and who knows. It's a strange one, very strange one. Now, that was a much smoother across the jump. Okay, on to our final lap. Again, yeah, pretty good down here. A little bit of oversteer that time around. I think I just clipped a post that upset the car. Not quite the ideal run through the first section, but if we can be neat around the rest of the lap, it's going to have to do. Oh, we're going to run the wall, or run the bush line there. I don't think we clipped anything, thank God. Now we fight those. Oh, that's a better line through there for this. We're still bouncing the front of the car up in the air. It's still wanting to wheelie its way down that part of the course. We need a wheelie bar. We definitely need a wheelie bar on this car. This turn, I'm not too fussed if we go sideways, but we didn't. I managed to keep it all under control neatly through there. I'm using a lot less power, but we are being neater through these turns. Aim the tree. We didn't hit the tree though, that's the important thing. Then try and put the power down with twisting. With twisting, we hit a big bounce off the floor, and we didn't. I don't think we went quicker. If we did, it was only fractionally. And parked in the barrels. This is a strange vehicle. This is a strange one. Oh, I think the barrels may have. Oh, they're still having a fight over there with the with the pallets. It's not the slidey, horrible mess that I perhaps thought it could have been. It dealt, the traction-wise, despite all the power and all of the torque and so on, traction-wise it was very good, even on the dirt stuff. The handling was just a little bit inconsistent, and it really did not like the landing on that jump. It's the first vehicle that's really had problems on the landing. Maybe not helped by the the beard of a front splitter. I'm not. Although, again, other cars have had very low front bits, so. Yeah, okay. Struggled a bit on the Rallycross course. Still not too bad a lap time. A 56.2 puts it into 4th place. Goes quicker than the Lotus 11 and the Supra. Not quite as quick as the Charger. I definitely think it could have gone faster around there, considering we did that kind of time with bodging up that final jump. But yeah, still not too bad a time for a car that I did quite struggle with. Now it's going to be seeing how fast it can go in a straight line on the motorway. I'm maybe not expecting great things of this. It is slightly shaped like a brick, and it isn't the most powerful we've had. We'll see. We'll see what the AMC can do. Right, we are on the motorway as all manner of American cars are driving around us. Yes, going for some speed. I don't think we're going to get much past sort of 200, 210 perhaps. I don't think we're going to be going that quickly because it's just not quite got the power, and the aerodynamics are shocking. 203 is what it reckons to start with. So we'll drop the aero off, 208. Now if just looking at the little gear chart down there, I'm not sure if we're actually going to do much more than 208. Okay, we'll extend it some. I don't think we're going to get a massive amount more. Maybe 210. Yeah, 208.4. We may get it up to 210 down the hill, potentially. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's just... it's too brick-shaped to be that fast in a straight line. I'm sure it'll be... It's quick, don't get me wrong, but... yeah, it's just not quite going to get up to the silly speeds that some of the vehicles we've had. The question is, how will it handle the speeds once we do start getting it up towards the 200 mile an hour mark? I mean, we were doing 230, 240 in some of the cars by the time we got to this tunnel. Yes, we're doing 185. It's It's still pretty quick. I'm not sure I trust it through these turns either. What do we get? Oh, we do get a smidge of oversteer when it does go wrong. Fight through the gaps. We may have bumped the wall slightly. We very nearly bumped the back of... I think that was a Pontiac. We very nearly killed. Yeah, the back... unsurprisingly, perhaps, the rear of the car will let go when pushed really hard, which is not ideal for a speed run, I will be honest. But it's not massively terrible. We're just about going to get it up to the 200 mile. I'm pretty sure that Fiesta just changed from blue to red. Oh crap, we're going to go over here. That's a big bump. That's a very big bump. We're almost starting sliding at 180 miles an hour. That could have ended catastrophically if I'd carried on like that. It's fairly stable. It's not the best car I've had. It's not the worst car I've had, but it's definitely not the quickest. Ooh, we got a big slide. We're going to kill a Yaris. We almost killed the Seed as well as we went sliding around there. Yeah, it's not the most stable of cars. It's quite entertaining for a vehicle to use in a speed run because it just doesn't quite have the rear end grip, but it's not so horrendous. Bloody hell, I don't know what I hit there. I'm not sure if that was the curb or if I slightly brushed a pillar. If I brushed a pillar, I would have thought it would have got a lot more unhappy than that with me. We got a big let off there. It just appeared on two wheels. Can we actually crack the 200 mile an hour mark with this car now, please? Or can we hold it above 200 miles an hour for more than a couple of seconds? We should be able to down here. We should be able to... Oh, 199. There we go. 200 miles an hour. And now we can gradually get up towards about 280, I reckon. We may get a little bit more as we run downhill. Plenty of gearing for the car. 209. Oh, 210. 211. Could we get any more out of it? It's definitely, so far, the quickest we've gone above the benchmark, I think. Or above what the benchmark reckoned. Come on, AMC. I'll just try to do little movements now, so we don't shrug off any more speed than we absolutely have to. 210, 11. Come on, I want 212. 212? Possible? Oh, Yaris. I think it was a Yaris I hit anyway. I was just too busy glancing at the speedo. I mean, we held it around there at 180. Again? Why did it do that? It just bunny hopped the rear wheels. We hit a Yaris or something at 211 miles an hour, and we lost 3 miles an hour in that crash, and scared the crap out of whatever it was we crashed into when it spun around. Yeah, an interesting car. An interesting car to drive, this one. Very inconsistent driving it off-road. Fairly quick, though. Speed run, it was a bit oversteery. It did slide around a bit, but it was just about manageable. I thought the Yaris was going to go for its revenge there. It was just about manageable on the speed run. 211 miles an hour is not to be sniffed at. Let's see if we get anything interesting. In the wheel spin, probably not. Probably not. There's some decent money, but better than I often get when I'm playing on here. It's yeah, the Vipers. It's not been a good day. It's not been a good day for the Yarises. It is around here. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.